Hello guys, and today we got here another very awesome deck profile. We have here some shadolls running the performage monsters. We have clowns with performage. Now, I decided to put the clowns, the performance monsters, into shadolls because they're a good light target, and I like light monsters that have an effect when sent to the graveyard, such as Trick Clown and Mr. Damage Juggler. But the downside is that I don't like XZ summoning in pure shadolls. I just don't. And so then I decided, well, why don't I put Star Seraphs in, which I really didn't like either, but they really help out. The problem I had with Star Seraphs is that if you had one scepter, it's dead. You can't do anything with it because you can't get off the combo to go amazingly. Plus, you need a scepter and a sovereignty already, and I found that a little bit hard to do without the performance monsters. Once you put the performance monsters in, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna special summon a Trick Clown and a Hat Tricker and then make an XZ, or just summon a Hat Tricker and XZ summon. And so it gives you something to do with your Star Seraphs, your Scepter, if you don't have the combo just yet, and so that I really like. And it can also make the combo easier because you can just summon out two or one of each of the performance monsters and be able to make a Deltros and pop something and draw something. Stay there, mathematician. And yeah, so the performance monsters really help and really complement the Star Seraphs, and you just go incredibly plus in the deck. It's just amazing. So I guess we'll just go right in one BLS. It's just there. 2 beasts. We're running 2 of all of the shadoll monsters except for Falco. I am big on 3 Falco because the more Falcos you have, the more you can set flip, summon beast, flip beast, draw 2, discard 1. So the more Falcos you have, the more opportunities you have. If you draw into too many, it can clog. If you have a Shadoll Fusion and 2 Falcos, can't really do much, but that's what happens sometimes. But it's definitely worth it because just being able to resummon Beast over and over again really helps out, especially with getting your Star Seraphs and your Sovereigns and your performance monsters to hand. And Beast will trigger Trick Clown, which is really great. Or you can dump a Damage Juggler so you can get off a search for one of the other guys. And so yeah, 2 of the Shadoll monsters and 3 Falco. And then Scepters, ever will search out your Sovereign. And so yeah, you have to run 3. For the clowns, we're running 2 of all of them except for Damage Juggler. We're only running 1. He's just a great descend if you need a Hat Tricker, or you can use Performance Trick Clown for fusion summons. They're just great targets. Do note we are not running any Shekini Agas. I couldn't find room in the deck for a Shekini Aga, so there is none. Sovereign will special summon himself when you normal summon when you summon a Star Seraph monster, you can summon him. Something that I like to do, because in order to XZ summon with him, you have to use a monster that requires 3 or more. You can normal summon, special summon a second copy, and then special summon out a Hat Tricker or use a Trick Clown. So that is something that's really great. It just helps with making sure that you can get off your combos and do a lot of stuff. And when they are summoned, you get to draw 1 card. So that is something else. You just get to go, a lot of deck thinning, and getting to your cards. 2 mathematicians. If you don't have a better normal summon, or if you want to work more with the Shadoll side of the deck, he is great. He can also get you a Trick Clown or a Hat Tricker by sending a Damage Juggler or by sending Trick Clown to the grave. So that is something else that he's great at. I already went over the Shadolls, so that shall be it for the monsters. The deck, it works. I was really surprised by how well the deck worked. 3 Shadoll Fusion and 3 L Shadoll Fusion. You want to get off that Fusion Summon. You really do want to get off that Fusion Summon so that way you can start making your plays and your combos. So 3 of each. They will clog, especially late game when you start to do a lot of deck thinning. But oh well. Foolish, it's a Swiss Army knife. You can get a Hat Tricker, you can get a Trick Cloud, you can get a Shadoll effect. It's Upstart, MST, Special Summon Falco, Search Falco. Summon a Trick Clown, search a Hat Tricker. It's whatever you want. It's a Swiss Army knife here. 3 Sinister Shadow games. You just gotta do it for the deck thinning. Just go through your deck as much as possible, because the way I see any card that you cannot search, if you have no searching, so such as Sinister Shadow games and Foolish, those cards you cannot search. Also Mathematician would also apply in this. The way I see it is that you're always going to see 1 less than the max number of copies. That's what I expect. So if I'm running 3, I expect to see 2 Sinister Shadow games in a duel. So that's how I see it. Same would be with Star Seraph Scepter. You can't search this card out. You can send it to the grave with Shaddoll Fusion and then use Call the Haunted, but as far as drawing it normally, if you don't do that, I would expect to see 2 in a game. So that's how I see any card that cannot be searched out in your deck. Shaddoll Core, just gotta run it just in the what if scenario your opponent come Castells or whatever, your El Shaddoll. Main is empty. It's just the one trap to stop our opponent's plays, just to make sure we have something so that way we just don't get wrecked. Call the Haunted, really great in this deck because one thing that I found is a 3-card combo with Scepter, one of the clowns, and Call the Haunted is you summon Scepter, you search out your Sovereign, you either then XZ summon with Hat Tricker or Trick Clown into whatever Castell or 101, and then you detach, and then you can then special summon Scepter. Scepter can use this effect more than once per turn, which is amazing, so that you can then go for the 3-card combo, and you've gotten rid of plenty of cards, do 101 or Castell the card, and now you get to make a Deltros, draw, you search out 1 card, draw 2, and then draw a 3rd one off the Scepter's effect, and then you get to pop another card with Deltros' effect. So it's a really great 3-card combo, and it can help make the difference because sometimes it's all about drawing into that Shaddoll Fusion or El Shaddoll Fusion and making stuff, or drawing into that right card, and this combo can really help. So Call the Haunted, really great. There is no room for Oasis, but I don't think it's really all that necessary. And that shall be it for the main deck. It's really great. The deck is really great. It surprised me with how well, because I just threw this deck together, not sure how well it would do. And I've seen a lot of Shaddoll players, well, a lot of people in general, just taking in the clown or the performages just for the XE engine. So that is definitely something. So for the extra deck, 3 construct, I figured it'd be best to run 3 because you can make her so easily. You have so many light targets that it's just best to have 3. And besides, she gets over almost anything. The 2 Winda, don't forget to make her. She can be good to make. She will mess up as far as making your combos because you can only special them once per turn. But she is still pretty good in the deck. It can help out against a lot of different matchups, just making her, and then your opponent can't play. Star Eater, you have to run Star Eater. You just have to. He's an out. He's the only out that towers in this deck. So if you, and this is another reason why you run 3 Falco, so that way you can get your Doll Core and then make Star Eater, because he's a 9, this is a 2, that's 11. So Star Eater is an out to towers, and it's the only out. I think there's a couple of rank 5s that you can make with Battaliamos who will allow you to, but that I'm not 100% positive on that. So Leo is a thing as well, just to synchro summon up with Construct, so that way we can get our Shaddoll monster that. And our final synchro would be Armadis to synchro summon up with a Hedgehog or Mathematician. If you wanted to, you could run a Moonlit or a Clearing instead. And so that way you can fuse synchro summon on up with Winda. I just find that more than likely I'm gonna probably flip Falcon and summon out Beast than I am to synchro summon up with Winda. And if I do, that means I'll probably have another one in hand and I normal summoned it. So, and if you have Winda out, unless you're facing some deck that like your Senjus or something, she's just gonna be strong. She's just gonna hurt your opponent a lot. So. Don't be too worried if you have Winda out and not being able to do your combo unless like you absolutely have to. So yeah, anyways, for the extra deck, we're running 1 rank 5, and that is Pleiades because he's honestly kind of good. Well, he's good, really good. Helps out in a lot of different matchups, mirror match, just whatever. And so yeah, Deltros, running 2 Deltros because when you XZ summon Scepter with using 3 or more level 4s for an XZ summon, on Deltros, your opponent cannot respond to Scepter's effect to pop a card, so that makes it really good. I like him the best because it's just hit a card, draw a card, and then you get to hit another card, and your opponent can't respond to the first hit. So I just like that a lot. As far as Ouroboros goes, or the number 107 Masquerade, I believe it's the other one that people run. I just like him better. And then 101 Castell, etc., not the generics. You really want to make the ones that require 3 because Scepter won't get his effect if you use these guys. He would be amazing if he got his effect using these guys. And then you make Pleiades using Battaliamos. You can also run Diamond in this deck because of Battaliamos or because of this guy. and you just make them with 3, and then you can detach to put on a Pleiades. Your opponent, although if you execute someone with a scepter, your opponent can respond to scepter's effective, pop a card and draw a card. But then again, the awesome thing is if they go with Fiendish Chain or Yuki-Osagi or whatever, his effect is a quick effect, so you can then, so they chain Fiendish or Yuki-Osagi, you can then chain its actual effect to summon out Pleiades on top of it, and then the Yuki-Osagi or Fiendish Chain will miss. So that is something really great, and you still get to pop the card and draw a card, so because it's still goes through. And that shall be it for the extra deck. It's really this is a really fun deck, a really great build of shaddols. I didn't think it would be so well because I didn't like Star Saros. I do like pure shaddols a lot, but this build, it's a lot better than what I thought it would be. So yeah, that shall be it for the deck profile. There will be duels up with this deck tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And something I want to ask you guys about is, how would you guys feel if I did a Let's Play of Final Fantasy VII? They are making a remake of that game, and I have a copy, an old PlayStation 1 copy of that game, and I wondered if I should do a Let's Play. Tell me what you guys think of that, if you feel like a Let's Play would be okay on my channel. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later. Bye.